Then I said, that's not a baby carriage, it's a trash compactor. Welcome to the new Late Night Shit-Fuckery. It is late, about 2:57. That clock's off. 2:57. Hashtag not sponsored by Voltage or Mountain Dew. What? I literally... Oh, okay. Sorry, Ghosts...
I had a hole in my lip.
Okay, what are you friggin' Jonah Hex? That's an obscure DC character for you DC fans.
No.
And not the shoe company, I mean Detective Comics. Freaking... Some of these trash panties are kind of stupid. I feel like that's the second podcast we started off by calling them stupid.
I'm not saying anything. I mean, in general, I guess, we're stupid, and more stupider people are watching us.
Mm-hmm.
So, in any way, we're always self-deprecating.
Yes.
Even calling the trash panda stupid.
Yes.
So.
Yes.
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 So we got our new gaming videos up this week.
How is everyone enjoying Breath of the Wild?
Well,
again.
Well, Ultimate Alliance, I know. I got some pretty good reviews. One bitch ass said that we talked too much in the beginning before we played the game, but he doesn't count. He's Puerto Rican. So
I don't think that matters, but
well, we definitely don't have any Puerto Rican trash pandas after that.
Probably not.
We have to get a world map so we can start crossing off places.
No. At this point, you just throw a fucking dart at it and see what you offend next.
Mm-hmm. How about Taiwan? Or no, because Matt has family in Taiwan. I don't want to piss them off.
Okay.
But yeah, so anyway, and then Ultimate Alliance is going pretty well, and then by the time this goes up, people should have probably already watched the Breath of the Wild one, or I shouldn't say that. It's already been up for like 24 hours by the time this video goes up, because as you know, whatever, we had some difficulty uploading that, or not, yeah, because we played it, and then Arbor edited it pretty quickly, actually, for him. It only took him like an hour and a half to edit the episode and send it, because we were cutting it close, alright? He didn't, because I really wanted to, we did push it a little bit. We probably could have waited another week to do things a bit more comfortably, but I really wanted to get gaming videos out, so I just had Arbor, I was like, look, buddy, I'm gonna need you to just not sleep for the next couple of days and really edit these videos so we can get them out.
Ooh, it's really raining right now. I don't know if that's going to pick up at all, but it just downpoured out of nowhere.
That actually scared me. That
scared you?
That legitimately gave me a little spook.
Wow. I did not expect that.
I am not going to lie, that did make me scared for like...
What did you think it was? Or was it just flight or flight?
No, it was just the fact that the freaking, like, the noise, because it was so sudden.
Yeah.
It just all of a sudden was just like...
That's Connecticut weather.
And I
don't think we had rain in the forecast either. It just got so hot and humid that it's just like, fuck it, I guess I'll rain.
Wait.
And now it's gone.
What the fuck, dude?
Wait.
Alright, let the record show GhostXan is looking out our window and my window to...
It just lightened up. It's still raining.
So what scared me was because all of a sudden we just heard this noise that was so loud, and because we have the windows open, because it is still very hot in here, and it sounded, because it was coming from the window in the hallway that was open.
Yeah.
And, it's dark in the hallway, and like, the window's open, so I heard the rain sound first coming from the hallway, and it just scared me. Like, it sounded like something was in the hallway, because I was like, what the hell? Because all of a sudden, it just... Anyways, that scared me a little bit, but, right, so we've been having Arbor edit things on the, double time, so he has not been so he's out now. He's out cold under my bed. But anyway, so he finished editing the video, and then he went to process it in YouTube, and it actually exported from our editing software pretty quickly. It exported, probably only like 30-45 minutes. But then when it got to my end, to try to upload it to YouTube, started out pretty good, and then I went to sleep because it was like whatever, like 10 in the morning for me, so I was going back to sleep. And this is, Thursday. This was all going on Thursday. And I freaking go to sleep. Sorry, I'm getting jumbled. So it's like 10 a.m. Thursday. I've been up pretty much all night, and I'm going to process this on YouTube. So I go to upload it YouTube, and I schedule it so that it'll go up at 1 o'clock on Thursday afternoon, which is when like your normal gaming videos would go up. So then I go to sleep thinking I'm all safe, that's going to go up. And then lo and behold, I wake up at like 2, and I check, and it's not uploaded. I'm like, what the hell? Well, maybe it's at like 99% or whatever. I look, it's at 10%. And I was like, what? So yeah, it just freaking took a whole like 12 hours since then to freaking fully upload. But, yes, so by the time this podcast goes up, which hopefully will be at the right time, Arbor's gonna have to be up again like all night, all Friday night editing it. Hopefully it'll go up, sometime Saturday afternoon. But, yeah, by that time you guys will be able to watch it, because I know I did hear some concerns about people, where it was, and, I don't really have a good way to... The rain's completely stopped now, hasn't it?
I'll check it again.
Yeah, thanks, weather. That's just fantastic. It just downpours, scares...
And that was for like 4 minutes.
Yeah, less than that. I checked the time. It was 5 minutes when that thing started.
Yeah.
So it was 2-minute rain right there. And it started off downpouring like freaking crazy. Like a freaking ocean just got dropped on us. And I'm like, freaking me out. And then it's just gone. Like it, like it was nothing. Like it didn't even matter. Even though it psychologically traumatized me. No big deal to just traumatize people. But as we're back in Legend of Zelda, we got,
we're continuing from where we left off from the lost footage, so it's gonna be after a huge 2 sections of the game are already done.
Yeah.
Which is okay, because I can pad out the time a little bit by going for extra shrines to get extra hearts and stuff.
Yeah, well, we need those hearts so you can get the,
I only need like
bigger
3
sword.
more?
Yeah, I think we were pretty close. I think we were at like 10.
We're at either 10 or 11.
Yeah, 10. Yeah, and hopefully once things open up a bit more, because freaking Good Purchase wasn't even, taking new repairs at the time. Because I looked into, can I say Geek Squad? I looked at Nerd Team, and, they said that they weren't taking any more repairs, which I guess kind of, because, like, if my household was, ridden with Backstreet Boys tickets, then they probably wouldn't want, to have our, Storm Drain Mark 1, which has God knows how many tickets in it, in their Goodbuy, or Good Purchase, store getting fixed on, so... I'll check to see if they're accepting new work orders at this time to have our Storm Drain, see if they can recover any footage. I'm hoping, because there was a lot. There was all that Legend of Zelda. There was, Odyssey. There was, freaking, Mario Odyssey, which was great. We were just talking about, because we're watching the Super Mega Comp that has all the Mario games. and we watched their Odyssey, best of, and we remembered how much fun we had. It was mostly you messing with me, which that's content that's really funny. You like trolling me and
having
stuff.
the reverse for once.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it was beautiful. If only you could have seen it.
And we had and we got the Beatles back together.
Whoa, what?
We got the Beatles back together. You don't remember that? When we went to New Dong City and we got Ringo and Paul. I remember
the secondary Christmas special when we saved Santa.
Right. But I'm saying we got the Beatles back together in Mario Odyssey when we went to.
Oh yeah.
In Dong City, we got Paul and Ringo and some other losers in the band. Oh, and John the trumpet player, first introduction, and they missed that. And he's great. And then we had the guest, and then we had the guest episode. We've talked about this before, but it's just I'm sure, I don't know if it's annoying that we keep harping on it, but if anything, I just hope that it shows you guys how important, like how good that all that footage was. That like it's so significant that I just keep thinking. Yeah, I mean it's all the garbage fire content, but it's good though. Like, have you ever seen a garbage fire? There's an art to it. There's like a beauty in the flames.
Depends on the material.
And it's a stench. There's like the stench, but it's like it's not terrible. It's kind of like it's so bad that it's good. You've ever had that, like The Room or it's Battlefield Earth. It's like
garbage cans that don't have like the liquid at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
It has to have just like solid materials in it.
Yeah.
And then it gets set on fire.
Maybe some food.
Yeah.
And then it burns, and then like, and it's usually fun colors too, because there's a lot of weird chemicals in there. Yeah, so garbage fire isn't necessarily, it's a good way to describe what we do, but it's not necessarily bad. It's not super bad. So I'm very sad that we lost that footage, and hopefully we'll get it back. Hopefully we will get the lost footage back. And I'm planning, if we get it back, I'm probably gonna, depending on how fast Arbor can edit it, it'll probably be like bonus, like to what we are currently having. So we might just upload it as soon as it's ready, without a set schedule, and then keep doing the new videos that we're recording. But that's not a promise. We have to see how busy things are. But yeah, it's crazy. Everything, the rain coming down, and
that was still unexpected.
Yeah, I'm
surprised that spooked you.
That's still, well, it's still shocking. I can't. It was just weird. That's weird anomaly in the weather. Oh, and I know what else is big, which you've had it already, but I recently this week, I got to try the new Mountain Dew flavor, which is not what we're drinking right now, but it's in the fridge. But yeah, I have finally tried Frostbite after months of. Huh? Oh yeah. After like months of me trying to get it, I finally did, because last weekend when you were over, we tried to. Sorry, it sounded like the rain was gonna start again. Last weekend we tried to go, but because they got that dang line now where like Walmart is like, oh, you can only have a certain number of people in the store. So we went there, and there was a line like all the way down the side of the building, and I'm not waiting in a big line to get into Walmart. Like, so
yeah, no, fuck that.
So I went back yesterday, I think, or yeah, my day off yesterday.
Was it like right before closing when there wasn't a
No,
line?
it wasn't even. That's the weird part. It was in midday. It was at like 2 p.m, and there was no line to get in the store. And I got in, and there was I got in, and there was some nice actually it was later than that. It was probably like 3. But yeah, so I get in the store, and I walk down, and I was afraid they were going to be sold out of it. But first, I saw it in bottles, and as you guys may remember, we always go for the cans, but
mostly for the ASMR.
Well, mostly I just
and just
it's
ease of
just convenient.
access.
It's convenient because you get more bang for your buck. But anyway, so I saw the bottles and I was like, I really don't have to buy a bunch of 6-pack of bottles of this stuff. And then I finally found the aisle that had all of the soda in it, and I got some decent supply because I didn't know if I was gonna like it, so I only got 2 12-packs. But
Because I'll drink any of the Mountain Dew other than Diet.
well, yeah. Well, even if I didn't like it, I'd still drink it. But that's probably the most I would drink of something that I didn't actually like. And I knew you were gonna be here, so I knew you liked it. So I'm like, well, even if I don't like it, he could drink most of it. But anyway, needless to say, I did like it. I do like it. I think it tastes like which I guess I'll have it linked in the description. I do have a Mountain Dew tasting website that I need to update, but it is live kind of, and yeah, I might add an entry for it on there. But it tastes like it tastes a little bit like the holiday one, the holiday, I forget what it's called, like I might have a can of it around here somewhere. But yeah, it tastes like the holiday Mountain Dew flavor, or the Dew-SA flavor that they have in the summertime, or Liberty Brew is what they had last summer. But it's literally just Code Red, Voltage, and Whiteout mixed together. Which Whiteout, I want them to bring back Whiteout because I freaking love Whiteout. It's so good, and I wish they would bring it back, but it's like impossible to find. But anyway, I did like Frostbite. It's like a sweeter version. I like it better than those.
Yeah.
It is better. It's like a blueberry kinda, but it's not as like overpowering as Voltages. So it's like, it's really good. I do like Frostbite, so I hope it sticks around. And I would love, which I don't think it will because of the nature of how Walmart usually handles these sorts of things, but I would love if they made it, not a Walmart exclusive, if they just opened it to like everyone else, but
Yeah.
probably
that would
not.
be more accessible, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I'd be able to, then I wouldn't have to wait in a huge line to get
I feel like it's a marketing
Frostbite.
strategy.
The line?
What? The line? No. The where the Bepis is
Yeah,
being sold.
yeah, because they know, they're like, oh, only,
Only true Bepis fans will wait in line for it.
yeah. Let's see, what else did I do? Oh, I started streaming Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, which
I was there.
Yes. You were there for the whole thing.
Almost passed out.
Oh, yeah, you did almost fall asleep at the end there.
Yeah.
Because I kind of held you hostage because I needed someone. Because the way I'm playing it is like, I really would like the...
You need outward input.
Yeah, I would like... Because I'm trying to play a game of it where, like, the people in the comments are able to, like, make the decisions for it. For the character. And, like, we already got her name chosen, and we got kind of the play style chosen, but because if you're not if you don't know about that game, it's like my favorite, it's one of my favorite games to play, and I've had like 12 games, like run throughs of it, and it's still fun because it's Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2 is the game, and basically it's like you're this like outcast and you get your force back, and then you could be good or evil. And it's all dependent on, like, your choices that you make and your dialogue choices and, your actions and what's, like, side quests you do and that sort of thing. And I thought it would be fun since it was a game I wanted to stream. I thought it would be fun if I just had, like, the people in the comments do it. But unfortunately, I stream at, like, 3 in the morning.
This present time.
Yeah, around this time is when I stream usually. So GhostXan was there, and he was on call, which he is sometimes in the stream.
Yeah.
So, and that was good because he helped. I forget what was your last name. It was Donkus. something was her name.
I was that. I guess I was that tired that I don't remember.
Yeah, well, it's Donkus something. Anyway, so
Maybe Arbor will put the actual name
nah,
up somewhere.
he's not gonna. He
doesn't watch the stream.
Well, he doesn't really edit these that much, so I wouldn't. I mean, it's fine, but I don't know. He would have to. He would have to look up. He would have to open the game, look up.
Was it Donkus Dimple?
Yeah, oh, it was. It was something like that. But anyway, so our stream infos are in the description. I did say I'm gonna try to stream that one in the afternoon. So I'll probably go back to streaming like my usual Minecraft if I do it super late. But if it's like in the afternoon or like the evening, it'll be Star Wars. So hopefully I could get more suckers in the chat that'll, have fun, giving me choices in the game that will screw me over later on, and then watch as I scramble to try to...
Definitely.
Because I'm not very good at the game. As you may have seen with my Ultimate Alliance gameplay, just because I have played a game for, like, years and years and years does not mean that I will be good at it.
Or find one of the basic things you can do in the game after many, many years. Like, pick up objects and hit...
I knew you could do that, I just didn't know it was broken. Because, okay, I've explained this before. I forget if it was filmed or not, but so my mentality with not picking up the objects in my regular playthroughs, which is why I wouldn't have known that they just did so much damage, is because when you hold the objects, you can't use, like, your special attacks, and I always just use the special attacks and then go to, like, the charged ones to build up my energy and then use the special ones again, because that's, like, those are the cool attacks. So I wouldn't pick up an item because then you can't use special attacks. But yes, so anyway, my point being that I have only actually beaten that game twice, the Star Wars. Technically I've only gotten it like through to credits once, which was my most recent playthrough, and then the other one I did, which was with my character Lincia, I got it to the final boss battle, and then I couldn't win the final boss battle, which is very disappointing for me. And then all the other games I either got, like, through to that point or didn't get to that point or somewhere, like, I don't know. There's, towards the end of the game, there's a big jump in terms of the challenge. Like, it goes from being, like, pretty difficult where it's satisfying, because, like, it'll be hard and challenging, but then you play through it a little bit and you'll get it to, like, and then all of a sudden it jumps to just being, like, impossible if you messed up the game. And that's why, like, that's what I feel like is going to happen with this, where, everyone in the chat when I level up is going to make me level up the wrong stats or something, and then I'm going to get to a final boss battle or something, or, like, my character's just not going to have any constitution when I get to, like, a place, and I'm just going to, like, get shot once and die. Which I don't mean to call out how you did, because I legitimately can't remember what stats you told me, because I know you did do that. You did tell me to put all of her points in one stat, and I forget which one it was, but I'm just saying that will affect it later on, unless
definitely.
Unless you get people in the chat that level it out, but I'm sure, knowing how the internet works, they will only make it worse.
Yeah.
And, like, I'm gonna be completely, like, it's gonna be like the people in the chat are playing the game, essentially. Like, I will, like, if I pick up armor, I'll be like, should I put this on? And they'll be like, you should sell it. And I'm like, okay, guess I'm selling it. And then, like, I'm gonna cry, like, a single tear that has, like, a piece of my soul in it as I'm, like, selling, like, really good armor that I should wear. Like, I swear they're gonna have my character run around naked, because, like, they do look...
That's a good idea.
They do look pretty cute when they're naked running around. The girls too, but, like, and then, so, I feel like that's just what's gonna happen, and, like, they're not gonna let me have a lightsaber. They'll probably let my party, maybe the party members have lightsabers.
All of the party members.
Yeah, so everyone in my party they'll have me, train, because it is possible. I started that, I've only done that in the 2 playthroughs as well, because you can get your party members to use the Force, even characters that aren't Force sensitive when they first join your party. You can, like, teach them the ways of the Force, So they're gonna have me do that. So everyone else has force powers and lightsabers, but my character's gonna be like just blasters, and I'm gonna be
just the blowtorch.
Oh my god, just a freaking blowtorch that you start off with. Oh my god, it's gonna be like the freaking vanilla in like Mythic Quest.
It's like doing a broken straight sword run in Dark Souls.
Oh my god, it's just gonna be like my straight freaking underwear running around with a blowtorch. I mean, it does have a chance, it has a like 25% chance to stun. It just only does 1 to 4 damage. So when I'm fighting like
hours and
when I'm fighting my freaking like the final bosses that have like over 200 HP, and I'm just standing there doing like 1 to 4 damage with a 25% chance.
And that's not even incorporating their resistance.
Exactly, that's what I was about to say. It's 25% chance to stun them if they fail a will save, which none of them are gonna fail the freaking will save, so I'm not gonna have that. Maybe, like, the final, like, minions that you fight, because towards the end of the game, you're fighting, like, Dark Jedi and stuff. Like, that's what always gets me, like, that's what I mean, like, it's so hard, like, the regular enemies you fight are essentially bosses, because you'll fight, like, a group of 5 people that have, like, lightsabers and use the Force, and I'm gonna be there. And the other thing that pisses me off at the end of the game is because you spend the entire game like, you know, getting your allies and, like, getting their influence up with your allies and stuff, and, you know, teaching people the Force in your party and all this stuff, and then you get to the last level, and, so I don't mean to, if you care about the story, then just skip to whatever timestamp Arbor puts up on the screen, but, like, at the end of the game, they strip you of your party, so it's just you. So the last chapter of the game, it's just you, because your party's all knocked out in the crashed spaceship, and you're the only one that comes up. And I think, you know, they should have made it should be the 2 party members that you have the highest influence in are, like, because that's the whole point of your character. Like, in the story, your character has the ability that the people around you are, like, you know, get some boost. And that's why they explain, you know, it's actually pretty clever the way they do it, because I can see that it was like the game developers being like, oh, this is why your party members will follow you if you do evil stuff, even if the characters themselves aren't evil. They just attribute it to the main character. You know, your character has like this, you know, attribute of being a good leader where people just naturally follow your lead. So anyway, I feel like it would make sense for in the last chapter, instead of having you run through this huge gauntlet of, like, hard tasks and whatnot by yourself, I think it should be the 2 characters that you have the highest influence with are able to also, you know, come to after the big plane crash, because you're, like, you know, you've raised their willpower so much or whatever. But yeah, so that's what makes me mad is so anyway, like I was saying, so you're all by yourself, because they don't give you any party members. And then you're fighting, like, groups of, like, 5 people who all have Force, and I'm gonna be there with a blowtorch, and then you have to fight, like, like, the Sith Lord Apprentice, and then the, Darth Trella, who's, which, that's such a good storyline, man. Like, if the freaking, like, Disney had any sense about what to do with Star Wars, they would make that a movie. Because they can make such a good movie. I said they should get the same, like, director or whoever who did Rogue One and do a similar movie where it's like a war movie, but do it with the Mandalorian Wars and then the subsequent Jedi Civil War. And that would be such a good movie. They could definitely do a trilogy of that. They could definitely do an Old Republic trilogy where, like, it goes from the, you know, start of the Mandalorian Wars, and then, you know, Revan and Malik through the first game, you know, and then the fall of the Jedi Order, and, you know, the Jedi Civil War, and then the, you know, second game could probably just be the last movie, to be honest. And, you know, and it'd be such a good movie, and, you know, what the hot topic is, which I'm such a big fan of, because I've been in love with them for, like, ever. As soon as I played this game for the first time, I was in love with them, and now, of course, they're all popular, is the Mandalorians. Mandalorians have a huge part, obviously, the Mandalorian War, like, they have a huge part in that movie, and that's what everyone's talking about ever since the, you know, TV series, you know, so that would be so smart if they did that, because it's, like, It would be so interesting. It wouldn't be like anything we've seen before. So, you know, because everyone, or I don't know everyone, but personally, I don't like the newer movies because it just feels like everything else that we've seen. It just feels so repetitive of like all the other Star Wars movies they've had. They would have so much fresh content with this if they did Old Republic that it would be so different from like the story that like we've seen. And they would make so much, it would be so popular, I bet, if they got the right people to do it. Like, it's not even about casting, really. I mean, it always is, but it's more so like if they got the right director, if they got the right writing, it could be, it would make them so much freaking money. They'd be able to open a freaking new Disney World, like a park or whatever. Like because you know what I mean? Because they just made that Galaxy's Edge. Like they would be able to make an Old Republic style one. Honestly, the amount of money they'd make from freaking that, and then like, I don't know. Maybe that's exaggerating, but
the only problem is who they would cast for like the main character that can be either gender.
Well, the thing is, and I'm not gonna make the joke there because there's obviously several jokes I could make about that subject, but I'm not gonna because there is actually a correct choice, which is why anytime I play it, I'm a girl because the game is set. You're supposed to be a female, like they give you the option to be a male, but that's something that I don't think a lot of people know of is the character you play in Knights of the Old Republic 2. Sorry, I can't talk. It is pretty early, but like the character you play as in the second game, which is in my opinion way better than the first one. It's definitely the better version and my favorite. There actually is a set character that you are from the first game. It's not the main character from the first game, but there's a general that you are playing as, and she has a past, and she is in the first game. So you are supposed to be a girl. Like, the game was originally made with the mindset that you should be a girl. That's why if you play as a girl in the second game, you actually will get a better, like, it'll feel better, like, the flow between, like, the characters' relationships and stuff.
Yeah.
Feels a lot better than if you're a guy, because when you're a guy, like, the way people treat you feels a little bit off. Just like, you know, because they treat you like you're a girl, you know, because like with sexism and stuff. But like, I mean, obviously there's some like Atten's not gonna hit on you if you're a guy, but like, you know, like certain people will like patronize you is the term, and you know, it kind of feels a little off. Not saying that, you know, like, oh, because women are supposed to be patronized with. I mean, sometimes you do gotta, you know, make it a little easier for them to understand. But what I'm saying is, like, the characters obviously probably would not talk to you that way if you were a guy. So that's why I always play as a girl, just because that's the way that they made the game to be. But, so yeah. And honestly, I feel like they should just do what they did with The Mandalorian and just have it be like a fresh set, you know, of people. Because Mandalorian doesn't really have, other than oh my god, what the hell is his name? Giancarlos Esposito. I think that's his name.
He was one of the alien dudes?
No, he's the leader for the Empire. He's like the Imperial guy who has the ebony blade. And you know who that is, right? He's the guy who's the Los Pollos Hermanos guy from Breaking Bad. He's in like everything now.
Yeah, probably.
My dad and I noticed that he is in like everything. Yeah, OG Estrella's Vidyas fans will be able to laugh if they were in Comic Book Club at the my dad and I joke, but we notice he's in like everything now that we see. And for good reason. He's a good actor. But yeah, he was in Mandalorian, and he's like the only actor that we like knew before. And Bill Burr. But Bill Burr, I don't really. He's kind of obscure unless you're like into comedy and like, you know, current comedians. Or if you watched F is for Family, he's in that. Or if you watch the new movie, which I can't wait to come out June 12th, is The King of Staten Island, which is the Pete Davidson's movie. The King of Staten Island has Bill Burr in it, which looks pretty good. I'm excited to see that. But yeah, so I feel like if they did what they did with Mandalorian, where it's mostly like, a bunch of people that don't really have, like, they're not famous really, maybe a few like cult followings, like from like actors where they've only been in a few projects and they're really good in there, but they're not like well known like to everyone.
Yeah.
Is basically what which that's basically how they cast Star Wars movies, honestly, when you think about it. Like, um a lot of the actors in the first Star Wars movies they're in, I should say, they're not really actors who are like well known, Like none of the actors that are new in Star Wars are ones that have like really big histories in Star Wars. And even the ones like Bill Burr who are in there, they're not like the main character. Like Bill Burr was in like 2 episodes. I think maybe 1 episode of Mandalorian. And like Giancarlo Esposito wasn't even in Mandalorian until like the last 2 episodes. And then he's going to have a bigger role in season 2, but they made him, which he I really like his character. He's like this imperial, like, I don't know, captain, and he's got the ebony blade, which is a really cool storyline because it's linked to like the whole like history of the Mandalorians, because it's supposed to be like, man, I got it. I love Mandalorians so much. Like,
they're very rich in lore,
and I follow like an honor code close to Mandalorians, and like they freaking, I just love their mindsets to stuff. Like when they see a problem, they're so like confrontational. It's like it's funny how like they just are just like, no, fuck you to like everything like they come across, especially Jedi. Like it's so funny like how they went back to using like the regular like bullets because they knew that Jedi wouldn't be able to deflect regular bullets. So like I forget what
ballistics.
Yeah, ballistics.
Weaponry.
Yeah, and very similar, that's how the Ebony Blade started. Is the Mandalorians made a lightsaber that you didn't need the Force to use, because regular lightsabers you pretty much need to know how to use the Force to like not slice off your arm or to use it effectively. But they made the Ebony Blade in such a way, however it's made, I don't know that much about it, but they made it in a way where you don't really need to be a Force sensitive to use it. You can just, like, anyone can, and it started off, it's like the tradition of like you have to kill the person wielding it and then you can have it for yourself, and it's like a rite of passage thing. Or you don't have to kill him, maybe you just beat him in combat, which is so Mandalorian. It's great. But anyway, so that's why everyone's wondering. And if you look at the history of, because there's only one, I should add that there's one ebony blade that one Mandalorian, blacksmith or whatever, made to fight Jedi, and did successfully, and killed like a bunch of Jedi, who were fighting them and stuff. And I'm sure Sith too. I'm sure they don't just go around slaughtering Jedi, but like it's been this one ebony blade that has a history that goes all the way down, like through from the start of its creation, like way back in the Old Republic. It has a checked history that like we know.
Have yet to see it come back in.
That's what I'm saying. I'm getting there. Thank you very much, Ghost. Can you just fucking calm down for a second? Like I was saying,
Wow.
We know its exact history from the Old Republic when it was crafted all the way through like the Clone Wars, and then it drops like in Star Wars Rebels. We lose it. That's what GhostXan was saying. Jumped the gun a little bit from how I was getting there. And then we don't know what happened to it. And now all of a sudden, like 30 years later, or maybe not that far, like 15 years later, in The Mandalorian, it pops back up with this Imperial captain who has it. And everyone's like, well, what the fuck? How did that happen? And it was literally like not an Easter, well, technically it is, that's just not what I meant. It was like an end credit scene in the season finale of Mandalorian, which I guess I could have done a spoiler thing there too if someone hadn't seen it, but like at the very last episode, like at the very end, like it was like kind of like a New Hope scene with the Darth Vader TIE fighter thing where his ship got blown down, and you see it like fall and explode, and it's this big mess, and you're like, oh, no way he survived that. And all of a sudden, you just see the ebony blade, like, and, like, cut a hole in the ship, and then he just, like, walks out pretty much unscathed, and you're just, I was just like, wait, what? Like, it's just, like, a huge what the fuck moment, and I'm sure we're gonna, and then I think that's, like, how they ended the first season, or that was part of, that was, like, one of the last scenes that you see in the season finale, so I'm sure they're gonna, like, they have to, say what happened, and that's why I gotta finish watching, because I never even watched, like, Clone Wars or Rebels or any of those shows, and I know they're good. I mean, I don't like the animation. I really don't like the animation. It makes it, that's why I haven't watched it, because it's hard to watch for me, and I'm sorry, I'm sure people are gonna, get whatever, you're kind of looking at me already like that, but it's just, I just can't stand the animation, but the writing is really good, and the story is really good, so I'm just kind of like, sometimes I'll, like, be reading something, or, like, trying to at least, or, like, I'll, like, eat breakfast, and I won't watch the screen, I'll just kind of listen to the dialogue, and it's a lot easier for me. Also, it's, it was on Cartoon Network, so there's some moments where it's clearly a kid's show, and it kind of, like, takes me away from it for a little bit, but for the most part, and I know I've been told that I'm not in the best part of it, because I'm in, like, season 2. I've been told that it's, like, season 2 is when it starts to pick up, so that's why I'm giving it, plus I already told myself I'm gonna watch all of it, no matter, even if I don't like it, I'm a big enough fan of Star Wars that I want to know the story, and I think the lore is cool, like, all the overarching plots are really good, so even if it gets pretty bad, I'm still gonna watch it, but yeah, so, and I will say that has been true. So far, I'm, like, halfway through season 2, I think, and it has already picked up, and I do like it a bit more now. But now I'm in a time crunch, because Mandalorian season 2 comes out relatively soon, and I gotta, like, really have that, like, at least Clone Wars done, because I've been hearing, like, Ahsoka comes back, like, Mandalorian season 2, like, is full of, like, Clone Wars and Rebels references and stuff. So I really gotta finish watching. Like, I might not even watch Mandalorian. Like, I might not be able to watch it when it comes out. Like, I might have to push it because I'm not up to date on Clone Wars. But yeah, that was a big tangent we just got on for Star Wars. Shut the fuck up! You could have stopped me. You could have jumped in there. You could have jumped in there and started talking about, like, birds or something,
Or the fact that we watched a 6-hour compilation of Super Mega and we actually finished it while the whole fucking video was trying to render for YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how long it took, folks. It took so long that we started
Shout out to Dello
because I'm 3 weeks behind on my YouTube video, so I just got to the yes, Dello Beast is doing God's work. Yeah, I hope that it'd be great if we get big enough to the point where he starts making compilations of our content. But, like, big shout out to Dello Beast. And
that would be interesting.
We got a 6-hour compilation of the best of Mario, games for Super Mega, which I know I mentioned already, but yes, it's 6 hours long, and I had watched, like, maybe an hour of it when we started watching it here, and there's only, like, 40 minutes left, so that's how long we just been sitting here waiting for that dang Breath of the Wild video to update, and
it's worth it, though.
I mean, it was pretty funny. It was a pretty good episode,
Is that one we had Arbor do a lot with?
Arbor didn't do that much. We had him throw up some pictures of owls.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
The Ultimate Alliance one, I think he did a bit more, because he had to look up the Aaron Hansen voice acting stuff. He had to look up the
It zooms across the screen. I did watch it.
He's got it. Yeah, he did that. He had to look up the Drake and Josh stuff, which still he did a pretty shitty job at that. But it's whatever. He's tired enough. He didn't have a lot of time, so it's almost understandable. Almost. Yeah, any competent editor would have been able to do it fine, but I guess we're not paying him, so we can't really complain.
There was What was I?
I
I
don't know.
had something.
Legend of Zelda. We were talking about making Arbor do stuff.
Oh, well, yeah. I'm really hoping that comes out well. Hoping people like that episode a little bit, since it's been a while since we've even fucking done anything
it
with
took
it.
us. It was, a long enough process to get it out. It better be good. It better be our. I want it to be our most viewed video, guys. So hit that refresh button a few times, because I want to make that video better be our most viewed video by the end of the week, or else.
Or else what?
Or else.
There's
Also, it better be the most liked video. Or else we're gonna drop a video that might not be too popular, if you know what I mean.
what sort of what?
Oh yeah, like one of those.
That's just gonna deprecate our own fucking channel.
I might not.
That's like self-destruction based on not having anything.
I might knock off one of those pesky journalists that keep walking around here.
Whoa.
Oh my god, it's so hot in this room that my Mountain Dew has like warmed up since we took it out. Like it hasn't just like gotten to room temperature, it is now above room temperature with
that's why I'm not moving so much.
Yeah,
because usually that's what
it is so
really
hot.
doesn't help.
Like my car today, freaking Land Shark, by the way, that's the name of my car if I haven't said it before, but freaking I got in my car today to go get, GhostXan, and it was probably above 100 degrees. I like literally burned my hand to the point where it left a mark from touching the steering wheel. And Landshark is not a very good car at all. I mean, granted, I don't want to say too much because that's, bad luck. I appreciate having a car because if I didn't have a car, we would not be able to record like this, like we do, and all that. So I'm very happy that she works, but like, she overheats a lot, and I, get very worried when it gets this hot. I have to look into like those like things you put over the windshield and stuff like that because so the cooling system doesn't work in the car. Like there's no, like the engine cooling system doesn't work and there's no air conditioning. So it gets very hot in there if you don't have the windows rolled down. But also because of the make of the car, which is, it's a Ford Taurus from like 1999, and so there's no front license plate like thing, like to put the license plate on the front, which I don't know if there's some way to do it for that model, but which feel free to comment that because that would be some great advice, because right now it's just thrown on my dashboard, and the issue is if I go on it's not really a highway, but it's like an interstate route, and if I go on there and I'm going like over 60, with the windows down, it makes me worried because the license plate's always like, like thubba, like on the freaking like dashboard when the wind's hitting it through the window, and it's making me afraid that it's gonna like fly out. So I have to have the windows rolled up on the highway, and that's when it gets so hot because it's like a freaking easy bake oven in there, and the freaking like, it like could probably boil water in that temperature, and like it just is so hot. So I like and I was actually happy when I got to there was a bit at the end where I hit stop and go traffic, and I was actually relieved because it meant that I was going slow enough where I could roll my windows down. So it's just, oh man, it was so bad. It's so hot right now. Like I'm mad because it's not even summer yet. We're supposed to have another like I don't know, 15 days before summer. Like, the least it could do is be a little cool. Like, there's no reason it's got to be, like, 90 out,
Yeah, and I feel like there's going to be a reoccurring pattern of it being really fucking hot in the daytime, and then fucking rain at night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then that's going to make it more humid.
Yeah.
It's going to make it more hot.
And then it's just gonna be sticky, kind of hot.
It's so like I really don't.
I'd rather have dry heat than fucking.
Oh, dry heat is so much better. Like I could walk around in like 90, 95 degrees in dry heat and still be like not terribly uncomfortable. But if it's humid, it's
Yeah,
like trying to
fuck that.
walk through a brick wall.
that.
Like, it's
You
so
actually start,
hot.
especially in Connecticut,
Oh
if you
my
start
God.
walking in that weather, you will
Jesus.
actually become damp.
Yeah, you
Not
will...
with your own sweat, but from the humidity.
Yeah, it's so bad. And that's why, like, I really don't like Connecticut.
It's
And
fucking stupid.
It's just, yeah, I don't like this, like, weather, that it just gets so hot.
It gets, like, random as
Yeah,
well.
it's just stupid how hot it gets. It really, like, it's just, so gross. And me, on a like, kind of a personal level, you know, being someone who works at an ice cream, you know, establishment, like an ice cream based place, as one can imagine, this time of year is not very fun, especially with the Backstreet Boys reunion tour making everyone all crazy. You know, it's not a fun place to be working right now, and the heat is just so much worse because our air conditioning there is not too great, so it gets very hot, and then the customers get all mad, and then it's like, I don't know, it just feels like you melt some days. Like, it's so bad. Oh my God, this heat is just terrible. Like, I don't understand how people like this weather. I just don't get it. Like, I know a lot of people like the summer and they like, you know, the hot weather, but I can't see how someone would prefer it being like this over it just being like really, really cold. You know, I just don't like I think people like going to the beach and stuff, which that I could get, because then, you know, you could dip yourself in the water. You know, it's all right if you're at the beach, but the thing is, like, you're not at the beach 24/7. You know, so even if people are like, oh, I like the summer because I can go to the beach, but, like, what about when it's days like this? Like, well, not like right now, but like days like it was today, where it's like so hot and you're not at the beach, you're in your freaking car that doesn't have air conditioning, and it's like 100 degrees, and you're like sweating bullets just sitting there like a chump, and, you know, and it's so bad. Whereas I don't know, the cool weather is so nice, you know, in contrast, you know, and you can always put on more layers. You can only get so naked before you get charged with something, you know. I mean, take it from me, it's not, public nudity is not a joke. Like, it's not something that you can just get away with. They will ticket you for that. So it's like, you know, the winter's so much better, because, like, I could walk around in my full winter gear and just get some weird looks because I have a trench coat on. But weird looks is nothing compared to, you know, what's it called? You know, public nudity charges, because those really mess you up, especially for someone trying to be a teacher. Indecent exposure, yeah. Especially for someone trying to be a teacher, that stuff does not look good on your record. So,
fuck no, it doesn't.
you know, it's just, the heat is just all around. I guess I could say, you know, that the heat is ruining my life because of those charges that I've gotten, which, because I've had no choice. Oh man.
Said, I'm getting my gun.
No, not yet.
Not yet.
Have to be Ultimate Alliance first.
Have to beat Ultimate Alliance first, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can't spoil anything, but it seems like I'm doing a lot of the heavy lifting.
That is a joke on multiple levels, and it's really funny. And, you know, I hope that some trash pandas, you know, watch this after they've seen that, so they can get it on multiple levels. Or, like, maybe they'll remember this joke about you doing all of the heavy lifting, and then, like, later on when they see the newer episode. Well, no, there was some times in the first episode where you did most of the heavy lifting, and I wasn't able to contribute to it because I was Hawkeye.
Yeah.
More like Hawk Gay, if you ask me.
You know,
can't lift up a freaking 100-pound, like,
you know,
crate over his head.
My back.
Ow, my back.
Like, they just took some random intern.
Yeah.
Could you say these lines?
Ow, my back. No, that wasn't voice lines. They actually asked an intern to lift up a box that was like 100 pounds over his head, and then he would.
It sounds so disingenuous, though.
Ow, my back. I want to someone who's good at modding. Can you get modding Trash Panda community? Can you guys make please, somehow get in contact with me and Ghost. We would like to dub over the voice acting for Ultimate Alliance and just do all the voices ourselves.
Yeah, I just do the voices of Moon Knight.
And we just go through the whole game. We could voice over all of Marvel Ultimate Alliance. Some lines being ironic, some lines just being genuinely better than the original voice acting.
Yeah, probably.
We could leave some of them, like Deadpool's good, Wolverine's good, Spider-Man's pretty good. Was that one a
Nolan North Deadpool, or was that a different guy?
It was not Nolan North. It was not Nolan North. And it's funny because it kind of sounds like Nolan North.
Well, that was like 2006. Yeah, 2006, right.
But it's not. I checked. It is not Nolan North.
But someone who sounds very similar.
Yeah, it's like, it's a good voice for Deadpool.
Yeah.
But it is not Nolan North, which it would be cool if it was, because he's a very good, I really like
everything.
I really like his voicing for Deadpool. He does a really good job with that.
He is also several extras in the Arkham series.
Yeah. God damn it, I need a haircut.
He's the Space Corps in Portal 2.
Yep.
He's Nathan Drake, I believe is the name of the character from the Uncharted franchise.
Yeah.
But if they were to do a live action movie, they could just get Nathan Fillion. He would work perfectly for the part. You know Nathan Fillion only as Buck from Halo ODST.
Who?
Or
I know, yeah.
The Bug,
and he was the guy right in that show.
He was the bug agent guy that was talking to Rick while he was in his brain, that he swapped his brain with.
Right.
That was also him.
Right. And Aaron Hansen was in Rick and Morty.
Yeah. This is a candid shot.
Yeah, I didn't know that because I was, Arbor asked me to, help him because he's stupid. He couldn't find the discography or whatever. Not discography. What the fuck? He couldn't find the voice work credit for Aaron Hansen. And I came over and he was down some huge rabbit hole of Aaron Hansen's voice acting, and then he was on Rick and Morty. And I forgot that he was in that. I recognized Aaron's voice when I first saw the episode, but I just forgot that he was in that. But that's one of the things I like about Rick and Morty, is how they're constantly getting good extra guests on it. Just like they had Elon Musk was in an episode, Taika Waititi was in an episode. They get the best, guest stars. This is a good show. And of course, Dan Harmon is just such a good writer. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Communities. I've talked about it before. Everyone watch Community. Community is my third favorite show of all time, I think. But it's so well written, and yeah, so. But I don't want to harp too much on Rick and Morty because I know the fan base is kind of a meme, and I don't want to feed into that. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, so once you beat Ultimate Alliance, and then once we redub over all the voices, then you can shoot our laptop that we record stuff on, because then we won't need it anymore, because we'll have the best content already made. And we will have peaked, and anything we record after that will be just redundant and not as good as our past, so why even make it?
Of course, just completely leave Halo and Legends of Zelda and...
Dude, Ultimate Alliance, not only is Ultimate Alliance the best game that's ever been made ever, but it's also the best game
I hope
after...
Arbor is also trying to contradict what you're saying
but
now.
Also after we, he's probably asleep editing this by now, but also,
don't you put Z's in the fucking frame? You're not actually sleeping if you're typing that.
Yeah, that's a good point. He wouldn't be able to type that if he was asleep. But he's... Okay, that's just offensive. But yeah, so But yeah, not only is Ultimate Alliance the best game that's ever been made ever, but it's also, after we play it, it will have been the best game ever to be... had a gameplay made of it on YouTube. Which I think that's a pretty good place for us to end our channel as, being the gaming channel that made the best, that recorded themselves doing the best gameplay of a game ever.
Oh,
of the
you
best
mean
game ever.
me breaking the shit out of the game and getting things stuck in walls and chucking things against walls until they start vibrating in the corner, or
Don't forget about throwing people into the rubber walls and then watching them bounce around like a pinball machine.
yeah.
Which is funny because, not to spoil the game too much, but we do actually go inside of a giant pinball machine
Oh,
later on in the game.
No.
Which is...
Why?
Whoa, why are you shaking your head? That's funny.
Why?
It's funny. It's funny. It's funny joke. It's good joke. You go in pinball machine, you bounce around, giant balls fall on you and explode, you know, it's funny. You fight Rhino and Electro in there, or Shocker, sorry. You fight Rhino and Shocker. Electro you fight earlier in the game, I think, somewhere
Is it
else.
all just a bunch of the shittier super-villains?
What? Those are not the shittier super... Those are like the classic ones. You know, like the classic ones, those are all like the classic Spider-Man villains. And no, it's everyone's villains. It just depends where you go in the game. I mean, that's in Murder World. I guess I'll spoil it that much. You go to Murder World, which is...
what a wonderful name.
Run by Arcade is the name of the villain, and he's just like a generic Avengers villain, so... I think the issue with this argument that I'm trying to make here is that most of the villains in the Marvel Universe started out as Spider-Man villains, just because he was so popular. That's where all the cool villains came from. But like, you know, you fight Ultron and Ballsy, and you fight MODOK, and you know Mephisto gets involved, Super Skrull stuff. You know, I don't want to give away too much of the game, but you know, it's a wide. I'd say it's a wide variety of villains you fight.
It's just, it doesn't help that it's using, like, some of the older art styles of them.
No, and that's one of the things I liked about the game, though, is that it was very, because, you know,
that and fucking Radiation Man.
What?
Radiation
What
Man.
about Radiation Man?
I don't know where he comes from.
He's Marvel.
Well,
Marvel Comics.
That, of course. But who is he the villain to?
Anti-Radiation Man.
That... What's sad is I'm not sure if that's wrong or not.
You know...
But I wouldn't be... I would not doubt that that's possible.
Radiation Man versus Anti-Radiation Man. You know, and then... Hey, Radiation Man is... Do not doubt, okay? He is the biggest villain, you know... In Marvel, all right, he's gonna be. He's the next Thanos, you know. They're talking the new like Phase 5 of the MCU is
Radiation Man.
The Phase 5 of the MCU is all Radiation Man stuff. It's everything. Not only is he the end credit, they just fight him for like 10 movies straight. He's just the villain.
No, every end credit slate is just him glowing a little bit brighter.
Yeah, well, no, like he's the villain in every single movie in Phase 5. He's just that big of a villain. It takes them 5 straight movies. It's like, you know how it was Infinity War and Endgame? It's gonna be like that for all of Phase 5. It's just like 10 movies that are all like the same story, because it takes him that long to fight Radiation Man. Like, he's Russian, okay, so he's a villain of America right there. And then he's radioactive, so like no one can hit him because he's freaking invulnerable. He gives off radiation, just gives everyone cancer and they die immediately.
Well, other than...
That's why they need Wolverine to come in to,
There's also Hulk.
No, Hulk gets cancer and dies.
Hulk gets cancer and
He's
dies.
the first one because he's all cocky. He thinks he can, like, go up there and slap his dick on Radiation Man, but Radiation Man is freaking, he gives him cancer because Hulk's already got, you know, all the gamma radiation in him already. So once Radiation Man snaps his fingers at him and adds a little bit more, that's all it takes. Hulk just freaking flat out disappears from freaking. He just
cancer.
It turns into one giant tumor and explodes.
Just one giant tumor. Okay, that would be interesting if it actually killed specifically Hulk.
Now you're excited
Bruce Banner.
Now you're excited for Radiation Man. Yeah, then it turns into like. And then the giant tumor turns back into Bruce Banner, and anytime Bruce Banner gets mad or takes a big shit, he turns into a giant tumor. Which really it does a number on his sex life, but like, because he likes to take angry shits when he's having sex, you know.
What?
It's his kink. It's
Ooh, dude.
I want that in Ultimate Alliance. Dr. Banner taking a mean shit and turning into a giant tumor. Voiced by Aaron Hansen.
Voiced by Aaron Hansen. Oh, damn it.
Oh, no. Man, that was pretty bad. Radiation.
We love Aaron Hansen.
I do love... He's so... Man, he's pretty great.
He's a special boy.
He's the video game boy, man.
He's the one who wins.
He is the one who wins and the one who loses statistically. If you
very often,
if you watch those, compilations. But he's very funny.
I want to see how much I'll sum up if I was to play Bloodborne and see how many times I die in comparison to him dying.
Probably like twice.
You don't know Bloodborne?
No, I do. That's the one with all the blood.
The blood in it?
Yeah, it's got all the blood
like
and
all of the Souls series does?
It's got all the blood in it, and the blood is born, right?
No,
from people when you kill them.
It's the Lovecraftian one. The very dark Lovecraftian one.
Yes.
That Aaron played a while back with he was using the account Itapupu. And that's where the whole fucking... What was it? Oh, God.
I don't know. What was it?
It was like a parody of YMCA with the anti-gay, Ugandan guy.
Why are you gay?
No. It's it's a sickness in the YMCA.
What the fuck?
I'm gonna have to show you that scene.
I guess.
It's part of
that just sounds offensive.
It is. But they lost their shit when they were saying it.
You can't. That's bad, dude.
Don't you dare try to fucking.
You can't say that.
The
homosexual community has been through enough.
I'm
tribulations.
bi.
They've been through enough tribulations.
The fucking trash pandas know this by now.
You're bi, but you hate homosexuals because you see yourself as you see yourself on this higher pedestal. You're
Fuck no.
You're being attractive to dudes is cool and all, but being attracted to both genders, that's where you think that bisexual people are the best, most superior because they're the ones that are able to adapt to anything,
Not
I
really.
mean, pansexuals would be higher in your mentality because they really would fuck anything.
But you know what I'm thinking.
But your mentality is more so that bi are at least higher than both, heterosexual and homosexual because you're either one works. So in some weird scenario where you only had guys, you'd be good, So that's just how you think, but I'm telling you that's
how I think.
Yeah, that's clearly how you think from what you just said, but I'm telling you that's offensive. You can't just. I think
I'm gonna end this episode with punching him in the face.
No.
I think I'm gonna do it.
Historically speaking, it would make more sense to punch the laptop in the face, but as I've said,
no. I think punching you in the face would
beat Ultimate Alliance and then redub it.
Yeah, that's not gonna change anything if I'm not aiming for your jaw.
Fucking flinched.
I lifted my hand.
He was moving his hand. He was moving his hand to accent.
Emphasis.
Yeah, when he was speaking, and I flinched.
I'm gonna fucking punch.
Okay, just fucking end it. Just fucking
end it.
Put in so he's gonna punch me and then end it right as the punch happens. So
Welcome, Pawn!